What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We got a super exciting video for all of you today. So we not too long ago bought a retired V8 all-wheel drive Dodge Charger. So yes, I did say that right, all-wheel drive. This is a Dodge Charger Pursuit, so it's actually a Michigan State retired police car. And so we have a full build series out of us basically rebuilding the entire thing. So we wrapped it, we wide-bodied it, we Hellcat supercharged it, and in today's video, we are doing the full interior transformation. So today's video is pretty much going to wrap up the build. We still have a few small things, but by the end of today's video, you're gonna see the car pretty much complete. So it's gonna be a ton of fun. So in today's video, we're going to be redoing the entire interior and then taking you guys out on a drive in this thing, because we just recently got this thing back from the tuner this week, so we've not even had it too long. We haven't really driven it a whole lot, so we're gonna take you guys out on a drive at the end of this video. So make sure you stay till the very end. And so before we get into today's video, want to remind all of you that this is our build and giveaway number 4. So you can actually get entered to win this car. So it's super simple. All you're gonna do is go head on over to our website, atlanticbeachcustoms.com, and buy some merch. Every $5 you spend earns you 1 entry, and every digital photo you buy earns you 1 entry as well. So just go shop around, you know, pick something up for your car. We've got some valve stem caps. We got some super nice drying towels, license plate frames, a ton of keychains, some carbon fiber wallets. You know, we've also got a ton of AB Customs merch. So go pick some stuff up, try your luck, because you never know. You know, you just need that 1 lucky entry and you could win this car. And y'all, we are in the final week of the giveaway. So for those of you who've been following along from the very beginning, the time has finally come. So if you're brand new to the channel, you found this video at a perfect time. You have until August 1st to get entered into the giveaway. So once again, final week to go get entered. We do have a Jeep Grand Cherokee giveaway going on as well. So if you want to get entered into this Charger, make sure that when you go buy merch, you select the Dodge Charger giveaway. But yeah, you guys, this is it. This has been by far my favorite build we have ever done, and I cannot wait to see which one of you lucky people out there is going to win this car. Without further ado, let's go get into today's video and let's get this thing finished up. You can see this thing looks insane now. So we did a full satin blue vinyl wrap, added some gloss black racing stripes, and then a bunch of other exterior parts like front lip, mirror caps, door handles. To get this thing installed today, we'll show you all exactly how to do it, show you what it looks like, show you how it works. So if you are brand new to the channel or you are a return viewer, and I see there are quite a few of you out there who do come back and watch our videos again and who have not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps support us a ton, and that way you don't miss any content, because we've got such cool stuff planned with this. So first thing you want to do is make sure you disconnect the negative battery terminal. You're going to want to disconnect the negative and let it sit for about 20 minutes or so. But yeah, let's go get to work and let's get this thing swapped out. Oh, and something else I totally forgot. We're also going to be adding a new airbag cover. Come take a look at this. I picked up a new airbag cover. So we will be installing this along with that new steering wheel. So picked up an SRT airbag cover. So here is actually a little look at what it'll look like. So here is our factory steering wheel. So let's move this over. So here's a look at the difference. I cannot wait to get this installed. All right, so now let's work on removing this one. I'll show you all exactly how to remove it. Once we get this thing removed, we will start work on fitting up the other one. You know, this one is a little bit more tricky than just your standard steering wheel swap. We do have to wire it up so that way we get the illuminated display and everything. But yeah, it's gonna turn out great. Okay, so now with the battery disconnected, first step is coming right back here. You'll see this little hole. So there's a tab in here that you have to release. So what we'll do is we will stick a screwdriver in here and then push the tab back like that. This will release the airbag cover. So you've got this hole on both sides. This is a little bit tricky. It does take some finessing to actually find that tab. So just take your time, be careful. Oh yeah, let's get this off. Okay, so actually what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a razor blade and I'm gonna cut out a little square around that hole so I can actually get some visibility as to see where the tab is. You know, I've been messing with this for a while. I'm not gonna be keeping this wheel, so I'm not concerned if there is a little cutout right there. Okay, so I'll show you all what you're looking for. So once again, I would not recommend this method if you are still trying to keep the original wheel, but if you're like me and you're swapping it out and you don't really care, this is the best and quickest way to do it. So I cut out an access point right here. Sorry for the quality, but it's this bar right here, that thing right there. So what you'll do is just push that in like that, and that releases the tab. Because I didn't want to spend a lot of time, and I also didn't want to destroy the clock spring, you know, digging around in there. So I figured just cut open the steering wheel so I can see. Super easy to get access to. Then you'll just take your screwdriver, you can disengage it just like that. Okay, so I'll show you all where we're at. So we just got the original steering wheel out. Pretty straightforward process, but actually just removing the steering wheel, it's held on by this bolt right here, which is a HW10. And then as soon as you get it out, you'll just basically move everything over. So after I take the airbag cover off and before I start unplugging everything and moving it over, I just record a little video of how everything fits up. It's pretty straightforward. You know, these wheels are the exact same. So just take some pictures of how this one goes before you take it apart. And then, yeah, it just swaps directly over. So you just use all of the same stuff from the old wheel. So I got the original harness in here. I have this one side fit up. So I have the front and the back. I have not installed this side yet because it does have these wires for the actual display. So I need to figure out where these go first. Up to this point, super straightforward. You know, everything just carries directly over. Oh, and here's a look at the airbag cover. So same thing. So this is super easy as well. It just has all of these little tabs. So you'll just pry those up. You can take the factory cover off, and then you can throw your new one on if you're swapping one of these out as well. So yeah, now I'm gonna figure out where exactly these wires go, how to connect them up, because it does come with this harness as well. But yeah, I cannot wait. I think this thing's gonna be so cool. Alright, so I'll show you all what I just ran into. Hopefully this will help a few of you out there as well. I've looked at a few other YouTube videos and I've seen a few people have some issues with these. So this steering wheel I bought does not have what's called a smart box. So this is what the box looks like, and it will connect up to this harness. So this right here, once again, goes to the OBD port. This is just another plug, so you can actually still use your OBD port without having to remove this, which is nice. So that'll fit up like that. You can still get access to that. But then this right here is what is supposed to connect to that smart box. And I guess that's kind of what controls the steering wheel, like the illuminated display and all that. And so this steering wheel did not come with that. So I'm gonna order one online, but I guess for the time being, we'll just hook this thing up, see if we can get power to it, see if it works. But yeah, we'll just kind of have to do a little bit of troubleshooting with this. So hopefully this will help those of you out there, because I know that there are a lot of questions regarding these illuminated wheels. There's not a whole lot of information. So, you know, we'll test it out on this, but if worse comes to worse, we can't get it to work, then we'll probably just end up replacing this one with a normal carbon one with none of the displays. I guess we'll get this thing wired up. Wiring is pretty straightforward. This blue wire right here is for your heated controls. We do not have that, so we are not gonna need to use that. And then we've got a red and a black. So the black wire will get spliced into the black wire right there. So this is that main power plug. And then the red wire gets plugged into this wire all the way over here on this side. So you'll just splice those two wires in, and then that should send power to the steering wheel. Okay, so here we go. So right now I just wrapped them together and then I covered them in some electrical tape. So I'm actually going to turn the car on and see if we get any power to this. You know, I didn't want to jump straight to soldering those because if we can't get this to work, I don't know if I want to leave this here permanently. So we can easily remove it if we need to. But yeah, then if it does work, we'll just take the tape off and solder it. So yeah, let's throw this in the car. We're gonna leave the airbag off for now, but we're gonna throw this in the car, hook up the battery and see if we can get power to this thing. All right, let's try this out. So let's feed these connectors through real quick. All right, so I'm gonna hook up the battery. All right, so we've got power to the car. Let's turn power on. And now, moment of truth. Let's plug this in. Okay, so we do have power. Well, at least we did there for a second. I'm gonna try turning the car on. Okay, nothing right now. All the controls still work though, so that's good. But yeah, looks like we currently do not have power to the display. Turned on for a second when we first turned the car on. But I think we might end up needing, we might need to get that power box. So let's turn the car off. Let's try turn the power one more time. Yeah, nothing. All right, so here is what we've got going on. Here's a quick look at some of the things we are going to be installing in today's video. So first off, we got these gorgeous suede and leather Scat Pack seats. We got these in our last pursuit, but the middle suede part and the last ones were red. So I actually love how these ones are all black. I think they're gonna look super good against the blue. So we got the full set, front and rear over there. We've also got some diamond stitch floor mats. These I think make a huge difference because if you look in here, since this is a pursuit, it's got the factory vinyl mats. So these are pretty cool. You know, they are super easy to clean, which is why they're used in these police vehicles, but I don't think they look too great. So the cool thing about these floor mats is they're pretty much full coverage. So you're not even gonna see the vinyl mats at all once we get these things installed. Looks like we're gonna have to probably wrap this. Looks like this trim piece is kind of flaking up a little bit. Other than that though, this is really the only damage right here, so might get a new leather cover for that. So really excited to get that thing installed. And then we've got Starlight headliner, some ambient lighting, some other lights. I think all these things are gonna make a pretty big difference. You know, it's gonna be super clean too. I think all black is definitely gonna be a good vibe for this car. Here is a look at the steering wheel that we just installed. Still have to hook that up, so that might be the first thing I start with. All right, so got my brother Carter here. Carter's gonna be helping me out with this. So I think the first thing that we'll do is I'm going to work on connecting the LED steering wheel so that way we can get this thing illuminated. And then I think we will remove these seats. You know, once we get the seats out of the way, it'll be easier to take out the headliner, start working on that. So let's work on the steering wheel, get the seats out, and then go from there. It works.
Oh man, we're about to rip it right out of the wall. We gotta fix that.
right, so we got the interior pretty much entirely disassembled. So we got the headliner out right now. We're going to start working on the Starlight headliner. So for those of you who have not seen any of our previous builds, this is something we've done in all of them. Super cool, little cheap mod that I think really makes a big difference. What we have to do is go up through, take off all of these little trim pieces, remove the foam, and then we're going to mark out 500 little dots, which represents the 500 fiber optics. And then once we have them all marked out, you have to drill them all out and then feed all the cables through and then glue them down. So it's a pretty tedious process, but I think the end result looks insane. All right, and so while Jared and Carter are out back working on the headliner, I'm gonna go ahead and work on a few other things. Coming up front, I just took off this front door light. This is what the factory one looks like. So just your normal little bulb. I did pick up some brand new LEDs. Super clean. So these are probably about 10 times brighter, and it just looks nicer. You know, having that nice pure white LED light that illuminates whenever you open the doors definitely makes the car look a lot newer, makes it feel a lot nicer as well. So this is one of those cheap little mods. You can pick these up for like $10. And they really do go a long way. But once we take this thing out later and it's dark, I'll show you how bright these things are. And they look awesome. You know, when you open up the door, having these super bright white puddle lights really looks good. So I'm gonna get all of these swapped out, and then I'm also going to work on installing the ambient lighting. Got the kit for it right here. It comes with all these different strands, so I'll show you how to hook these up in just a second. But I'm gonna get these installed in here. And then I think I'm also going to work on that center console, and then we can reinstall the headliner, and then from there we will be good to install the new seats. So that'll be a ton of fun. Can't wait to see how those look in here. And then yeah, after the seats, we've got the floor mats, and I feel like I'm missing a few other little things, but making some good progress. You know, this is definitely gonna be a super, super nice OEM Plus feel. Not gonna be anything too crazy, you know, especially because exterior of this car is pretty wild. That blue is super, super cool and unique. So I think having the interior just nicely murdered out is gonna be super, super nice. So let's go get to it. So here we are. So we just recently fit up the headliner back on the inside of the car. What I am gonna do right now though is work on getting the new seats in. This garage is driving me nuts. We got projects for about 3 different cars in here. So we've got absolutely no space to work right now, but luckily very, very soon we will have a lot more space. So super, super excited for that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna move a bunch of this stuff out of the way, start putting these seats in, because then we can hook the battery back up and kind of move it around a little bit. So I think what I'm going to work on right now is cleaning the entire interior, at least just the floor mats, so that way it's all nice and clean when we go to reinstall those brand new seats. So we're going to get all the trash out, vacuum it, give it a quick little detail, then we'll throw the new seats in, and then after that I think I will get this thing reinstalled. I'll show you, we got the new armrest cover for this thing, so I just bought a $30 replacement on Amazon, and it looks perfect, looks brand new. So super excited for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and work on getting these seats installed, and then I can do the floor mats and just kind of go from there. Okay, so I'll show you all real quick. Just got these front 2 driver seats in. Look amazing. But I'll show you back here. I just tried fitting up this one piece to the rear, and I realized that we are missing the side trim right here. Without that, you'll see that huge big blue piece. So what I'm actually going to do real quick is run to a local junkyard, try to see if I can find some of those there, because that is really going to drive me nuts. And then yeah, get back, finish up the rest of the stuff, and get it all hooked up. All right, so just got back from the junkyard, and I would say it was a pretty successful trip. So I got these leather ones right here. So I'm just gonna clean these up a little bit. These will look brand new, no rips or tears. And then I also got this missing piece to the center console that we did not have. So we're not gonna have a big void there anymore. So gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, gonna get the rear things installed, throw this back over on the center console, and then yeah, then we can install the floor mats, get everything else hooked up, and we're pretty much set to go. Super, super happy about that. I was really bummed about these, and they are pretty expensive if you buy them online, and you can't really find these leather ones. So for 30 bucks, I would say that was a really successful trip. You guys, we got the interior totally finished up. So excited and happy with how it turned out. So what we're gonna do right now is take this thing out. We're gonna go to the gas station, give you guys a few clips, and then we'll take it around town and get you guys some POV night drives, which will be super fun. So make sure you stay till the very end, but hope you all like how it turned out. So let me know down in the comments what y'all think. But yeah, let's go take this thing out and let's give you guys a look.
Seen it yet.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, that looks awesome.
Okay, here we go. Let's go take a little walk around. Man, just take a minute to admire this thing. This color looks so crazy, especially under this gas station lighting at night. Wow. Still got to put the hood on, so for those of you who didn't catch our most recent video, we actually just got this thing tuned. Just finished that up in our last video. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. So come take a look at the inside. Just a quick little look at the Starlight headliner, some of the ambient lighting. With this lighting, it is a little bit hard to pick up some of this stuff, but once we go take this thing out on a drive later and we're not underneath this lighting, you'll see it a lot more prominently. But yeah, just give you all a quick little walk around. So here we go. Here's a look at it. So got the diamond stitch floor mats. Once again, those made such a big difference. So you no longer see those vinyl mats. Instead, it's the super nice diamond stitch ones. And then we've got the full set of the Scat Pack seats. So got the leather on the inside and on the outside right here with the suede or Alcantara. So looks so good, especially all black. I'm so glad I went with the all black ones. And then here's a look up front. Looks so crazy. It is so clean though, it's so clean. You know, it really stands out, it really has a lot of pop to it, but with the all black seats and the black floor mats, it just looks so classy. And then we switched out this with the brand new cover, looks brand new, so happy with how that turned out. And here we've got the shifter. So this is simply just cosmetic. Let me actually close the door real quick so it stops beeping. So you can kind of see that ambient lighting a little bit better. So we got the ambient lighting going around all 4 of the doors. And we also have this big strip right here that goes around all of this. So looks super, super good. I did leave this, so let me know once again what y'all think I should do. I do want to leave this, I really do. I think it's so cool. The red's also cool, so I do want to leave this in. Let me know if y'all think I should tint this so that way it's all black. Man, it's complete. And then the LED steering wheel. So this works as well. So clean. It is so clean. So now this thing no longer looks like a cop car from the interior, which is exactly what I was going for. So we'll just open up all these doors real quick. There's a little bit better look at those floor mats and the seats. I'm honestly so happy with how it turned out. So happy. It looks crazy from the outside, it sounds crazy, it drives crazy, and so now we've got this awesome, awesome interior to go along with the rest of it. So let me know down below in the comments what y'all think, but I once again honestly couldn't be happier with how it turned out. You know, it does just enough, but it's not too much. There's not too much going on. I think it's perfect. going? My goodness. Oh my gosh. It's perfect. How's it going? What's that?
Is it built?
Yeah, it's a cop car. The thing about this car is it is not unbearable to drive in the slightest. This is 100% a daily driver, so. Whew. My gosh. this thing. One of you is going to be a very lucky person. I can't even tell you. I'm gonna be so sad to see this thing gone, but that's the fun of the channel, you know? We build up these cool cars and then send them home to one of you. So. All right, y'all, this is pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. So hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you like how the interior turned out. I hope you like how the entire car turned out, because we are pretty much entirely set with this build. So we do still have a few other small things coming up, so make sure you're staying tuned. But let me know down below in the comments what y'all think. I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And so once again, we're down to the final week of this giveaway. So make sure y'all go enter into that before it is too late. August 1st is your very last day to enter to win this thing. So as soon as that giveaway ends, your shot at owning this thing is gone forever. And one of you out there will take it home. That is the crazy part. I know it may seem like it'll never happen to you. That is something all of our previous winners have said, but one of you out there will take this thing home. So if you go get entered right now, you have a real shot at winning this thing. So go pick up some merch before it is too late. Every $5 you spend earns 1 entry, and every digital photo you buy earns you 1 entry as well.